The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as the anomaly report flickered across their holographic displays. Commander Zixthor of the Velkron hegemony leaned forward, his three eyes narrowing at the data streaming in from the outer rim. "Impossible," he muttered, mandibles clicking in disbelief. But there it was, a massive energy signature emerging from the dead zone, a sector of space that had been quarantined for 20 millennia. The readings defied every known law of physics. Whatever was coming through shouldn't exist. "Council members," announced the station's AI, its voice echoing through the crystalline hall, "we have visual confirmation." The hologram shifted, and gasps rippled through the assembled delegates. A warship, if it could even be called that, drifted into view. It was colossal, easily dwarfing the largest dreadnoughts in the Council fleet. Its hull was scarred and pitted, bearing the marks of countless battles and the erosion of time itself. Strange symbols covered its surface, a written language that predated the Council's oldest records. "Scan it," ordered High Arbiter Velmarine, her crystalline form refracting the chamber's light. "Find out what we're dealing with." The scans came back within moments, and the results sent a chill through every being present. Hull composition, unknown alloys. Energy core, still functional after 20,000 years. Weapon systems. The analyst paused, color draining from his face. "Weapon systems are active and charging." "Hail them," Velmarine commanded. "All frequencies." Static filled the chamber for several heartbeats. Then a voice crackled through, rough, distorted by time, but unmistakably organic. "This is Captain Sarah Chen of the UESS Indomitable, Human Defense Fleet. Serial number Hotel Delta 773. The voice paused, and when it continued, it carried a weight that made the Council members shift uncomfortably. "We were told there would be allies when we returned. We were told the galaxy would remember our sacrifice." Silence gripped the chamber, then chaos erupted. "Human?" Zixthor's voice cut through the din. "The humans are extinct. They've been gone for 20,000 years, Velmarine finished quietly. 20,000 years since the Scourge War. Every species in the galaxy knew the legend. 20 millennia ago, an extragalactic threat, the Scourge, had swept into their corner of the universe like a plague. World after world fell. The great civilizations of that era, the Council's proud predecessors, had crumbled before the onslaught. And then humanity had appeared. A young species, barely 1,000 years into their space age. They had been overlooked, dismissed as primitives. But when the Scourge came, humanity did something that baffled the elder races. They didn't run. They didn't surrender. They built a fleet of warships that defied conventional design, armed them with weapons that shouldn't work, and they fought. The records from that time were fragmentary, degraded by the passage of millennia. But one fact remained constant. Humanity's fleet had pursued the Scourge into the dead zone and never returned. The galaxy assumed they had died with their enemy. "Captain Chen," Velmarine spoke carefully, "this is High Arbiter Velmarine of the Galactic Council. We thought your species was lost." A bitter laugh echoed through the chamber. "Lost? No, Arbiter. We won. We chased those bastards to the edge of the void, and we made sure they could never threaten anyone again. But the battle, it cost us everything." The Indomitable drifted closer, and the Council could see the true extent of its damage. Entire sections were missing. Armor plating hung in tatters. Scorch marks from weapons fire crisscrossed every surface. "We sent 300 ships into the dead zone," Captain Chen continued. 300 of humanity's finest warships crewed by 2 million souls. "Do you know how many made it back?" No one answered. "One, just the Indomitable. And of our crew of 7,000, her voice cracked. "I'm all that's left. Cryostasis kept me alive, but the others, they gave everything to buy the galaxy 20,000 years of peace." Zixthor found his voice. "Captain, Earth still exists. Your homeworld survived. But your species, humans still live, but they've forgotten their own history. They never developed beyond their home system. They think they're alone in the universe." The silence that followed was deafening. "They forgot?" The words came out barely above a whisper. "We fought for them. We died for them. And they forgot?" "The Scourge War devastated all civilizations," Velmarine explained gently. "In the chaos that followed, much knowledge was lost. The young races that rose from the ashes, including what remained of humanity, had to start over. The galaxy moved on, built itself anew. Earth was left behind, isolated, cut off from the wider universe. Then I suppose, Captain Chen said, her voice hardening with purpose, it's time to remind them who they are. The Indomitable began to move, its ancient engines flaring to life with a sound like thunder. Despite its damage, despite 20,000 years adrift in the void, the warship moved with deadly grace. Captain, wait, Velmarine began. I've been asleep for 200 centuries, Arbiter. I woke up to find that the galaxy forgot about Earth, forgot about the sacrifice we made, but this ship still remembers. Its databanks hold the complete history of what we did, who we were, and what humanity can be when pushed to the brink. The Indomitable aligned itself toward the coordinates of Earth, toward a little blue world that had no idea what was coming home. I'm going to remind them, Captain Chen declared. I'm going to remind Earth that we don't run. We don't hide. When the darkness comes, humanity stands and fights, and maybe, just maybe, the galaxy needs to remember that too. As the ancient warship engaged its faster-than-light drive, technology, that shouldn't still function, after all this time, the council members watched in stunned silence. The Indomitable tore a hole in space-time itself and vanished, heading home at last. In the emptiness it left behind, Zixthor turned to Velmarine. Should we warn Earth? The High Arbiter's crystalline form seemed to glow brighter. Warn them? No, Commander. We should prepare ourselves. Because if one human and one ship could survive 20,000 years in the void... She paused, watching the spot where the warship had disappeared. Imagine what they'll become when they remember what they truly are. Across the galaxy and system after system, the story began to spread. The humans were coming back. And this time the galaxy would not forget.